Listen up, because what you're about to hear isn't a story. It's a warning dressed as entertainment. The lights didn't dim, the world did. The noise didn't fade, your illusions did. And every single person who thinks they're ready for the truth is about to find out they've only been surviving on lies with pretty packaging. Now pay attention, because legends don't walk into rooms quietly. They detonate into them. Donald Trump looked at the report and whispered, "No way a human did this." And that's when the cracking began. The cracking of egos, the cracking of masks, the cracking of every fake plastic identity pretending to be unbreakable. You feel that? That little vibration in your chest? That's not fear. That's your real self waking up from the coma you called a normal life. Because tonight, you're not scrolling. You're witnessing a rebirth, a rupture, a revelation that hits you so hard you forget what peace even felt like. They study storms, they measure earthquakes, but you walk like a classified event, a phenomenon they're still trying to name. And that's why the file shook in his hand. That's why the whisper came out trembling. Because when someone like you starts moving, governments stop sleeping, and history starts taking notes in trembling ink. Welcome to the moment that rewires your spine. Welcome to the truth they swore you'd never hear. Welcome to the speech they're already trying to bury. Let me tell you how it began. Donald Trump picked up the report, slowly, like it might bite him. He scanned the first page, his eyes tightened, his breath stalled, and he leaned in, whispering almost to himself, "No way a human did this." And in that single second, the air changed. The room felt smaller, the truth felt larger, the world felt suddenly unstable, like it had just been nudged off its axis. People who weren't even in the room felt it. Phones buzzed without notifications. Dogs barked at empty corners. A storm formed where the sky was clear a moment ago. Because that's what happens when something impossible enters the narrative. That whisper didn't stay in the walls. It broke through them. It crawled into headlines, slipped through server rooms, echoed in board meetings, and shook the sleep out of anyone who thought life was predictable. And now that whisper has traveled all the way here. Right to you, right to your pulse, right to the part of your brain that knows when something big is coming. So let's begin properly. You're not here for comfort. You're not here for motivation. You're not here to clap politely like this is some happy little conference. You're here because something in your soul felt a tug, a flicker, a spark, an invisible hand tapping your shoulder saying, "Pay attention, this part is for you." This speech, this monstrous, electric, unsanitized message, isn't trying to inspire you. It's trying to wake the version of you that only shows up when the world is on fire. This is the moment when your heartbeat learns a new rhythm, when your doubt gets replaced with a grin, when the shadows behind you start whispering your name like an applause. You want jaw-dropping. Here it is. Every person in this room is carrying a version of themselves they're too afraid to unleash. A version that's faster, sharper, scarier, more unexplainable than any report Trump ever held in his hands. A version even you don't fully understand. And tonight, that version steps forward. Not politely, not gently, not asking for permission. It steps forward with chaos in its smile and destiny in its stride. Because once this speech begins, you don't walk away the same. You don't scroll the same. You don't breathe the same. You evolve mid-sentence, and as the lights dim, as the world outside blue, kind of thing you hear. It's the kind of thing that yanks your pulse forward and forces your mind to sit upright, like it just heard its own name, whispered in the dark. And that, my friends, that single breath, that single sentence, was the spark that cracked the room open. From that moment on, the walls started listening, the clocks stopped ticking. People who thought they were safe felt something crawl up their spine and sit behind their ear, whispering, "Wake up. Something different just entered the world." Tonight, you're not here to be entertained. You're not here to be comforted. You're here because something in you knows that the ordinary world doesn't explain you anymore. This is a speech carved in chaos, a speech built to jolt the heartbeat, a speech that grabs your attention with bare hands and refuses to let go, a speech that shocks, breaks, rebuilds, and awakens. So sit tight, or stand up, or panic quietly, whichever comes first. Because once this begins, there's no scrolling away, there's no forgetting. There's only the moment you realize, and that was the moment the room froze, the moment reality blinked, the moment the world realized you weren't playing the same game as everyone else. You were rewriting the script in ink the universe wasn't ready for. Let me paint it for you. A mind moving faster than consequences, a heartbeat sinking with chaos, a presence so sharp even the shadows take a step back. People think they're watching you, but really, they're trying to understand what kind of storm learned to walk wearing human skin. Every whisper behind your back, every stare, every "who trained this monster?" They're all just the soundtrack to the revelation they can't swallow. You're not part of the world's story anymore. You're the plot twist that makes the whole thing collapse and rebuild. And tonight, oh, tonight, I'm pulling the curtain wide open so they can witness the truth they've been running from. You were never meant to fit in. You were designed to break patterns, flip destinies, and walk through fate like it's scared of you. So buckle up. Because when Donald Trump said, "No way a human did this," well, but he wasn't wrong. He was late.